Well, there's a forward stance right now that is really appropriate as it pertains to the Patriots and more specifically Cam Newton. Talk less, smile more. That's Hamilton, of course. And if you really look at the Patriots, you would think, based on how they're talking the last couple weeks, that they're in the driver's seat in the NFC East. They're not. They're 4-5. They're several games back from the Buffalo Bills and even the Miami Dolphins. They're 5 games back of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And we are just a few weeks removed from arguably the worst performance of Cam Newton's career. I mean, we are talking about a Patriots team that needed to erase a 10-point fourth quarter deficit to the 0-8 New York Jets. Yeah, was Sunday's game against the Ravens a good game, a good win? Yes, absolutely. Quit talking. Until you get to the point in which you guys are quite literally dominating the conversation, then you could talk. Your passing offense is atrocious. You're 29th in all of the NFL right now in regards to passing yards per game. Guess who's 30 points better than you throwing the football right now? The Chicago Bears. Let that sink in. Talk less, smile more, and talk to me in a couple weeks when you guys are actually in contention of achieving something.
Wow, that was something of a jolt there to be behind the Bears after watching them last night. Marcus, what do you think? Are the Patriots, for all the talking, whether they say anything or they don't, are the Patriots able to make a playoff push in the second half?
Hell no. G, let's be honest. Look, they beat the Ravens. And everybody's excited, but we know what's wrong with this team. And we can go back through the records and talk about how they lost to Seattle. But we finding out Seattle can't guard no damn body in the NFL. So you're supposed to score on them. To Greg's point, last week you had to have a miracle. You had to have an epic comeback to beat the New York Jets. Gee, you know all about that. I'm not even going to keep elaborating on that. So when you look at the New England Patriots, yes, it was a good deal for them to get back to a winning way and to beat the Baltimore Ravens, who everybody perceives as one of the top teams in the league. I don't want to downplay or down talk that at all. But nothing about that game told us the New England Patriots turned a corner or they were becoming some powerhouse team in the AFC that was going to make a playoff push and win a Super Bowl. Like that is not a part of their future. And let's just be honest, that's the way it's going to go the rest of the way.
I'm looking at their schedule here for the rest of the season. It's sort of a mixed bag. It certainly isn't particularly easy, that's for sure. What are you hearing as far as they bounce back as you look at their next 4 games here? What are you hearing as far as around the league with that win Sunday night?
Yeah, 4 of the next 5 are on the road. It's going to be tough. Look, I still think it's a thin roster, and I think the expectation is that there's probably going to be very difficult for them to get back into it with 2 good teams ahead of them in the AFC East. I have a little bit of an issue with Greg, though, because what's he supposed to say? Like, we give up. This was a mirage. We shouldn't have, Baltimore, we shouldn't have beat them. I mean, he's been accountable. Cam Newton has stood out there and said, I need to be better. I stink. And now he's enjoying winning a couple games in a row. I don't know. I just never feel comfortable telling somebody something like, stop talking. I think he's been all right.
It's an Auburn, Alabama thing. It's an Auburn, Alabama
Don't go there. That has nothing to do with that. That has nothing to do with that.
It's a sneaky move by Graziano.
It's a lot of talk in the preseason, and now
I'm at the end of the hour. He knows that he's hearing the same count I am. We have to go to the break. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.